Hey y'all, welcome. I'm Mikey and thank you for joining me. And this is Tell Your Friends. We're live on Glacier FM. Come on in, take a seat, get comfortable. We're going to chill for a little bit. So, on my last episode, I told you guys I was bringing an episode, well, actually, segments called From a Man's Perspective. So, this is the first interview of many of From a Man's Perspective. These are my two guests this evening. I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves. Whoever would like to go first while I pull up my interview questions.
Hello, my name is JB. I'm an entrepreneur, Army veteran, and I'm here, to talk my smack.
Hey,
He ain't
it's
lying.
Vinny Divine. I'm an artist from Buffalo, New York. I also do a lot of contracting work as well. If you want, you can get at me for whether it's business and music or business with beautifying your home.
Before we end you guys could drop all your, whatever you want, your music or whatever. Before we end it, y'all could go ahead and drop all that too. So,
I got you.
I want to start with your ages, where you guys are from, where you grew up.
Vinny, you can go ahead and go first.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm 30. I grew up in Buffalo till I was around maybe 12. Then I went to Georgia. I went there for schooling, working. I really kind of had my roots there. I got to learn how to do like the from the chopped and screw flows and all that. You know what I mean? For even my music and stuff. Like
Right.
I don't know. And then I came back to New York not too long ago. To come chill with family and kind of, get more of a home life and stuff.
I could
I've
dig
been
that.
enjoying myself. Oh, my fault. I was gonna say I've been enjoying myself. I kind of got into contracting and stuff, which has been dope. It's kind of like helped me learn how to like build a lot. You know what I mean? When you're young and stuff, you kind of always learn like from anger and stuff how to destroy. But this taught me how to create and stuff. So I appreciate everything that God's done for me, and you know, so it goes on.
All right, JB.
I'm from Amarillo, Texas. I grew up in South Carolina. I was out here till I was like eightish, and then I moved to South Carolina. Grew up out there with my mom, my father. Then moved back out here after I got the military back to Texas. Um, yeah. Right now, living life.
And your age.
I'm 28. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm 28 years old.
Okay. I just want everybody to hear the ages because when you were 21, I know you had a different mindset than you do at 30 and 28 now. So, I just want age for context of where your mindset is, as we go on into the interview. Okay,
Okay.
so you did say that you grew up with your mother and father. What about you, Mr. Divine?
Yeah, I grew up with my mother. Well, it's kind of weird because I still kind of grew up with my father too, but I say I grew up with him until I left and went to Georgia, and then after that, I really kind of didn't hear from him too much. But then we kind of got to link back together, so it's I got like more of a different perspective of it. But I've seen both sides of it, I can say, and I've seen what it's like when you have them both and when you don't have them both.
Right, I do too. Um, so one of my questions is, how do you feel about the new modern woman mentality, or I'm a bad bitch, chasing the bag, the temperature now.
I'm gonna let you go first, FC.
Oh, oh. I feel like it's very disheartening, honestly, because we have all these people out here, especially these women that want to be this image that's not really a real woman. It's an image. It's just a facade. You know what I'm saying? And it really don't help us in our community at all because the reflection of a woman is a reflection of the community. If our women look like that, then that's how our community is viewed. That's why it's so detrimental to us mentally and spiritually and emotionally. Especially being men, because we want a good woman. But if we have the idea of a woman being these bad bitches. They chasing the bags type shit. And what are we doing? If that's the idea of a good woman, then I need to go back time or something. You know what I'm saying? So honesty is like a woman is supposed to be here to strengthen a man. Woman is not supposed to be here to be in competition with a man. That makes no logical sense. But y'all got it.
Okay.
That's
Go ahead,
facts.
Mr. Divine. What you think?
I mean, when I think about it, is I mean, I understand, and I can say I understand for the fact that like I I get wanting to have that summer and being able to live that life and enjoy it, but it shouldn't be so glorified. You know what I mean? Because we all human. Everybody kind of want to, everybody want to do their thing, but at the end of the day, it's like by glorifying that and making that the main thing, and how every ideal woman should be, it makes it to where they kind of lose more of their standards and their morals, and it makes them seem like a less valuable woman on the marketplace. Not putting trying to put like a price on it or anything like that, but when it comes to just self worth and value,
I
yeah.
knew what you meant. I knew
But
exactly what you meant. So when I do my live streams and I'm talking to a lot of the women, a lot of times I say, like you just said, like men want to find a woman. Men want to, have a wife. They want to have children. They want their lineage to go on. But these women are presenting themselves like fly by nights. Like when men meet a woman and they're like, do you have an IG? Do you have a Facebook? Usually they want to see like what you're presenting to the world. Like if you have all these thirst traps and you have all these ass shots, because then he's gonna know what category to put you in. So do you guys agree with that? Like am I right there?
yeah, I could agree
I'm
with
just
you on
saying this is what I
that.
tell the women, so I want them to hear it from men because I want them to know, like, okay, she, like you
yeah,
can't say I want to be a wife, but you're presenting hood rat energy, and then be mad that men treat you as such.
yeah, I feel you. I mean,
I'm just
I say that hood rats need love too, but I definitely understand where you coming from.
But do you look at this hood rat and be like, she would make a good wife? I would love for her to be the mother of my children. Yes, you'd like to have fun with her
Nah.
and see how many positions you can get her into, but you don't want to put her in the position of wifey.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel
I'm just saying.
you. I understand. You're right. You're right. You're right though. Because
So
at the
these
end of the
women
day,
have a messed up perception of what you guys like because they're
yeah,
putting this picture out to the world and then mad that men only want to sleep with them. Well, that's the energy you're putting out. I tell women all the time, men are visual creatures. So when a man meets you, if you got everything on the glass, it's going to be hard for him to focus on any intelligence or anything else because you got everything on the glass on display. So really all that's
hmm
on his mind is sex. It's not his fault. That's who he is. But you're not trying to help him figure out who you are. A little mystery.
I feel
Yeah,
you on that.
women
Like you
I
like
can't be
definitely
mad at me
understand.
curiosity.
saying look up here when they just looking so pretty. They sitting pretty. It's a man. What is he
Yeah,
supposed to do? You
yeah,
got
because we
half your
visual
ass
creatures.
hanging out. He ain't supposed to keep trying to put the lips on the top of you. Like, let's be real, women.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I
I'm
definitely
just,
understand where you're coming from because I
I'm
mean,
just.
That's real
because if you wanted to have an intellectual conversation, you wouldn't even be coming like that. So I feel you.
Right. Look, you see, I'm covered up. I didn't even want to distract y'all. I wanted to have an intellectual conversation.
We appreciate
No
it.
that's
problem.
true though.
I listen. I think I have a different view because I was raised by my father. Like I was raised in a single home, but by my father. My mother was on drugs, and I saw her. When my father would find her. So I think differently than a lot of women. I watched my father. I observed my father. He raised me from 6 to 25 when he passed. I learned a lot about men by being raised by a man. I had to figure out how to be a woman by myself, but I learned a lot about y'all. And I realized y'all can't help but be visual creatures. Like it's in your nature.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
It's in
That's
your
true though.
nature. So, as a woman, if I want to command a certain kind of attention, then you know what to put on. If you want men to be catcalling and everybody want to stick some sausage in you, then wear some itty bitty stuff, and that's what you gonna get. Sexy
Yeah,
doesn't mean half naked, and that's
that's a
where a lot
fact.
of women have it messed up. You can still be sexy and have clothes on,
Yeah,
but you'll
Yeah,
get
you
you
more.
be
tell.
texting a business joint. You know what I'm saying? On
Yeah.
a
Men love
business
that.
price
That looks
point,
like
you
you.
know.
That looks like you about to go take on the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Like you got something to do. You got a business. You ain't gonna be laying up on the couch all day. Talk about I need, can I have, can you buy me? You look like you got your
Yeah,
own man.
that's a fact. That's
I'm
what you
just
want too.
I try to tell
But
women that's why I'm doing this segment right here because I want y'all men to let them know. Because women seem to think they know what y'all want and what y'all, think. And clearly they don't because us melanated women are the least married. Only 24% of us get married.
mm,
Why is that?
Mm.
When all the men I talk to say, I would like to find a woman, I would like to find a wife. So why the hell aren't we married? I
I
would like to
mean,
say
Yeah, I
because
ain't
it's
gonna lie for
because of
that
our
one. I ain't gonna
fucked up
lie.
attitudes. I would like to say we need to get our shit together.
nah, I feel where you coming from. I
Because I
mean,
run
cause I
across many men, like you both just said you would like to have a woman.
yeah, cause I know what it's like. I know what it's
So
like
why
when you
are
building
two
with.
women wifed up right now? Two women should be wifed up right now. Y'all are both at that age, 30 and 28. Y'all are both at that age to where you could be ready to, possibly settle down and all of that. So why aren't two women wifed up right now?
Cause honestly, for me,
Life,
how I
life
feel about
happens.
it,
You know, life happens. And then sometimes I put you on the be like back burner, you know. And then you gotta think about like how society is, how society is structured is not really meant for black love to survive in society though. Because the way it's structured, if you see on like TV, there's more
it's not the
well
time.
now propaganda, but they're pushing more homosexual agendas and shit nowadays, right? And you don't see
And
that much like
it's the bag.
women black men and black women. You don't see much of that. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Because they know that that's what we need in our community. They know that it takes the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the mother and the father, to productively raise children. So that's why they don't want us to have any black love. And all these children are out here lost, looking for love in all the wrong places because they don't want them to.
Yeah,
But knowing that we are the ones who are supposed to do better, we're not supposed to allow that to affect us.
yeah. We should get a higher vibration and get all on one accord, and then we should move forward. At the same time, it's hard to move forward when we don't have an identity for ourselves. Like our women don't know who they want to be. They get BBLs. You feel me? Just because they don't like how they look.
Oh dear.
Self
Okay,
love
I'm
ain't
glad
it?
you said that. I'm glad you said that. Now I'm gonna
All
ask
right,
both of you men. What do y'all like these BBLs? Like, what do y'all think about these? Is it sexy to you? Like, you know, because women seem to think that's what y'all like. So what do
I
y'all?
think
What do
what I think what it is for me is I think natural is sexy, but at the same time, I mean, I like a woman that's trying. So I mean, I won't be mad at a girl for having a BBL. You know, I mean, I'm accepting of the fact that's your body. You choose what you want to do with it at the end of the day. And if you're doing that much to please me, I appreciate it, but you don't have to go down that route for me to appreciate you back. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it, though. So
Okay, so if she told you, babe, I want to, get some work done, and you told her that what you just said to me, and you told her that, and she still goes to get it done, did she do it for you, or who did she do it for?
she did it for herself. She did it for herself more than she did it for me. I mean, because she asked me first, but she still went and got it done. So even if I was to say no, I didn't want to do it, and she went and got it done, I mean, it's what she wanted.
But whose
I just,
attention is she trying to get? See, because me, I feel like as a woman, oh, sorry, baby. I feel like as a woman, see, because I have a
mhm.
king, but as a woman, when I was single, I wore, different things to get attention because I'm trying to attract a man. So I
Yeah,
feel like as a woman, once I've attracted a man, then I shouldn't be wearing the same types of things that allow men to think that I am single.
still
Like
trying to attract
as
the
a man,
man.
you shouldn't have to ask me to change the way I dress because I'm in a relationship and I respect you as my king and I respect our relationship. I should just change the way I dress. I shouldn't wear things to get extra attention because as a woman that's nice looking, you're going to get attention anyway.
Where's she coming
So
from?
why do I want to wear stuff with my ass hanging out and my titties hanging out? So all day I have to tell men, no, thank you. I have a man. No, thank you. I'm in a relationship. No, thank you. So you want all that attention.
Yeah, I
A
get what you're
woman
saying.
that is in a relationship that still dresses like she's single wants other men's attention. I'm telling y'all as a woman, and I'm older than both of y'all,
Nah, you're right. I hear where you're coming from. That's a fact.
because
That is
she
a
should
fact.
respect you and the relationship to where she doesn't want to bring extra attention, and she should respect you as her king and know that that's who she's representing, and she should want to represent you with the utmost. She shouldn't want to
Yeah.
represent you and people be like, damn, she always looking like a slut. Like, why would you want people to be saying that about you and you got a king?
Yeah, that's a fact. She's not lying though. She's
But
not
these
lying.
women use, I'm grown and I could do whatever I want to do. They use that as the reason to still dress inappropriately while they're in a relationship when really they just seek attention.
That's why for me, I mean, I told you before, and I just kind of accept people for who they are, and I just fall back. If you don't fall into the category of what I need, I don't really try to force you. I used to. That was like the young minded me, but I don't do that no more. It's just I fall back because I mean, what's supposed to be meant for me is meant for me. It shouldn't be. It's not going to be difficult. You know what I mean? Love is easy, and I
Right.
mean,
It
you could build
shouldn't
off
be
of
hard.
love quick.
It shouldn't be
So
hard.
So for me, I just had to realize I need to focus on what's important for me and building for me and what's right for me going to show up. You know what I mean? So I just, I don't know. That's just how I
So, do you guys feel that as melanated women as a whole that we've become and remained too masculine? Hmm? Outside. You told him he could go today and tomorrow. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been locking the door. He just got a knock. Sorry, yeah.
I don't think it's a
Repeat
bad
the
thing
question.
because
Hmm.
I was gonna say for me, I don't think it's a bad thing because at least they know the other side of the scales. You know what I mean? Like they know how to be tough in the situation, especially if the husband is gone in the situation and she. So it's not a bad thing, but I do think that it should be something that's not necessary all the time. It shouldn't be something that's on all the time. That's how I feel.
So you're pretty much saying, so I can understand what you're saying correctly. You're pretty much saying that you don't necessarily have a problem with it if the woman knows the time and the place and when it's necessary to be that way and when she should be in her divine feminine.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like I
I
mean,
can,
it exists, so I can't be mad at you. You know what I mean? I can't be like, oh, that shouldn't be there. You can't. I'm with you
well, we
now, so
all
you have
have
to
it.
get rid
Y'all
of
have
that.
divine feminine. Like, it's the balance in all of us. So,
Yeah, you
you
know what I
know,
mean. So I try to come to a relationship with understanding. So it's like I get it. You gotta have that time for that. And if you need to go and be in a room and have the lights off and just be angry for some time, that's you. I got you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna accept you for what you do.
all right. See, I
You
knew I
feel
was
me?
gonna do this. A lot of good men were gonna come across because I hear a lot of women. I be on my little live streams, and a lot of women are talking bad about y'all, talking bad about my black men are bums. So I'm like, I need to show them that there are a lot of good black men. Maybe you need to change your energy, sis, so that you attract a better energy. Maybe it's your energy that's messed up that keeps attracting these sorry ass men because I know a lot of good black men.
I'm gonna say it like this.
I
I'm gonna
got
say it
one
like this.
in the other room.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it like this. It's too much toxic masculine energy. That's what it is.
And
Toxic
women and
masculinity.
men, or just women?
Just in general, like when I say this, I mean like for the woman, her masculinity is toxic where it's not going towards the complete goal. It's all about a me, not nothing else. Like most women don't even ask a man how they doing mentally,
They
and they be
don't
going through some
really.
fucked up shit. But they, when I ask them how they doing mentally, hey,
I
how you
ask
doing? They
mine
like,
every
you
day,
know,
how was this day?
so it's toxic. It's like a cesspool of toxic like bullshit going on. The whole bad part about it is like when you don't heal from certain situation, you bring that to another situation, you're gonna make the other person toxic. Now you got toxic men running out here with toxic women. And that toxic men get to the good girls and they destroy the good girls. And
And
it's a
then they
repeating
become
cycle. It's
toxic
like
women too.
it's a cycle.
And
But at
then
the
the
end of the
It's
good
a
day,
toxic
cycle.
women come across the good men and make them toxic too. So now we just multiplying.
that's the truth. Because
So when do we start
sometimes
healing?
Right.
I mean, that's a personal choice because everybody have their own journey. But if they
You
don't choose to go on a journey, that's the person that then that's them gonna be in the ever cycle of suffering. Then that day,
That's a
misery
fact.
loves company every day, every day.
hmm.
So if I'm miserable, I'm gonna be miserable by myself. But I'm gonna bring some other people and give them what I got. That's how
I want to
depression
see
and all that
someone
is
else going
spread.
through with me. I don't
Like
want to be here
when it
by
comes down
myself.
to it, when it comes down to we
Hmm.
all will be attract, right? If
Hmm.
you attracting toxic people, then you're toxic. And you having sex. Now think about this: you having sex and you depressed. That depression
Exchanging
gonna flow into the
energy.
next person. It's gonna exchange. That's all sex is, exchange energy. You gotta be real with it.
That's why these women out here confused because they out here spreading themselves thin and they got all these different energies from all these different men floating around in there and they confused.
All right.
They
Is.
confused. Every time a woman has sex with a man, she takes some of his essence. You guys are the givers, we're the receivers. We receive the essence. We take some of your essence. Now you done slept with 5, 6 men in the last 2 weeks. You got a whole lot of essence in you, sis.
That's the crazy part right there too, because then you think about it like how one night stand be something simple, but you never know what people's intentions are when you meet them. So when these intentions are exchanged, it's not a good frequency because if you're on a different wavelength to this person, they're gonna bring it to their wavelength. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't understand how it's crazy if a man say he want a woman that has a job or has some type of income for him just even say that and say that's a high standard. Like that's not a high standard. That's the same thing you
It's
expect from
not.
me. I cannot expect the
Yeah.
same shit from you. That
Yeah.
makes
See,
no
I
sense.
say
You know what
this
Oh
I'm saying?
too.
God.
I'm gonna tell you guys something else I say. Now, I feel like the opposite sex controls what the other one wants. Now, men, they want sex from women. Okay, I mean, you want to be them to be wives and all of that, but you guys want sex. Unless we give it to you, you can't have it unless you take it. Now, women want to be wives and want to be married. Unless you ask a woman to be a wife, she's not going to be a wife. Now, to get the sex that you guys want from women or whatever you want from women, we make you jump through 50,000 11 hoops. Okay. But we want you to take us and we ain't got to show you shit.
Oh
We want
God.
you to take a gamble and hope that you might could be a wife one day, but we ain't got to show you nothing. That's wifey duties. That's a wifey duty. So how is he gonna know that he wants you to be a wife if you don't show him what type of wife you would be? But you wanted him to
Right.
show you everything, come to the table like this is all I got to even.
For
Yeah.
real though, like I need to leave you with something to tailor at least. God damn it, I ain't gonna lie. So
And
that's
you
what I'm getting into.
somebody to get somebody. You asking, I want a man that got this and he got that. Do you have these things that you're asking for this man to have?
Oh God.
What do
Like,
you
do you
bring?
have good
You
credit
bring
score?
to
God
this
damn it.
man's life other than ass and titties? Because now we could go lay on a table for some hours and everybody can have it. Okay. What do you bring to the table other than being cute? Because now you could take a picture of me to the doctor and be like, could you make me look like her? So what are you bringing to this man's life other than pussy? Because my daddy used to say I could find some pussy when I can't find a rock outside. So
Mhm.
what value are you bringing to this man's life? What value are
You
you
got
adding?
a you got a business mind. Can we make money together? Can we, man? Can we go flip a
Can
house
I
together?
build
Can
with
we
you?
go like all that? Anything like what's your dreams? What's your aspirations? Like what's your passion? Like come on, man. Like it
But
can't
women
just be
don't
you
even
just
know
want
what
to
they
get.
bring to the table these days, fellas. Like when you ask a woman what does she bring to the table and she says, I am the table, that means she don't know her worth. I am the
If I
table.
ask you
What the
to
hell does that
bring,
mean? What that mean?
nah,
Yeah,
if I
what
ask
that
you
mean?
to
Then they get upset.
you the kitchen, you the kitchen. You say you the kitchen. We can work something out.
I bring the table, I bring the this, I bring the that, girl. Bye. Can you bring this man peace?
Or that's priceless right there.
Can you add
And that's
value? Can you cook? Can you clean? Are you
and this
intelligent for if he does make a mother out of you for you to be able to teach his children?
Are you loyal?
Can you communicate?
facts. And you communicate because that's key right there. We can't build nothing if you can't communicate.
Hmm. But a lot of
You
these
gotta.
women can't. So, have you had any experiences, either of you, with toxic melanated women?
Went through a lot. I've been through the whole war zone. Just
When I wrote that question, I already knew that question was going to be a great one for every man that I asked because I promise I feel like 99.999% of y'all have at least one experience, whether it was with someone you dated, a sister, an auntie, your mama, somebody.
I feel you.
Yeah, I can't even talk about mine, but go ahead, Vinny.
I
You can't
mean,
elaborate. You could just say it's happened.
you know, what
Yeah.
I mean, I just say that, just out of all the relationships that I've been in, a lot of the ones that were with like black females, it was just, I say like the trust was broken because of not being able to communicate in every situation. Like, I mean,
So
when we
you're
could have
trusting them or they're trusting you?
my trust in them
Okay.
because my whole thing is that I'm always been a down to earth type of person. So it's like you should be able to talk to me about anything. You know what I mean? Like, and I have to be able to accept it because that's a part of your story. That's who you are. So knowing that is just where do you want to go from here? How do you
Right.
want to handle it? You know what I mean? That's the type of person I am. So a lot of times being in situations with like females, just it always gets to a point where we're like we could be in any type of situation and it's you could just communicate with me whether you were nervous in the situation this that and the thing, you know what I mean, we can overcompensate, we can figure it out, like, you know what I mean, like I've been in a relationship with somebody who was they were like had social anxiety. I have a little bit of social anxiety, but you know what I mean. But I can read people pretty well to, be able to deal with it. So like this person, they would get like nervous when they get to the front of the line, or and they got a whole bunch of people behind them, and they'd be like breathing a little heavy, like now they're a little irritated, so they're trying to take it out on you and this person, that person. So it's like I try to come into the situation and try to speak on their behalf for a little bit, you know what I mean? Try to get them back into the conversation to have them start talking. I'll walk over to in front of the crowd so that they don't see the crowd behind them. So you know what I mean? Like that, I don't know, that I feel like what I'm just trying to say is that when it comes to when it comes to relationships, I'm that type of person, but I can't be that person unless you talk to me and let me know so I can help you grow the way you're supposed to grow. And most of the time, people too, I guess the word would be like not vulnerable. They don't want to show that part of them. I mean, but we can already see it, I mean, we can see the scars, so it's like you might as well. But I mean, since they don't say nothing about it, you don't pry, and it doesn't grow, it doesn't get to build. So I guess that's where I'll be going with that.
I think a lot of Black women that were raised without their father, because just like a father is supposed to teach a young man certain things that a mother can't teach him, a father teaches a daughter certain things that a mother can't teach them. So, by me being raised by my father, I'm able to respect a man. I'm able to take direction from a man. I'm able to take leadership from a man. So a lot of Black women that were raised in a household full of strong women, it's hard for them to then get in a relationship with a man and be able to, allow you to be the man, allow you to even give direction, because then she feels like you're trying to be her daddy. Well, she didn't even have her daddy to be there, so she doesn't know how to accept that as you're my man and you want me to be better, and you're trying to direct me in the right path. They look at it more as you're trying to tell me what to do. You trying to run my life.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I can understand. I mean, if you don't know better, you can't really do better. So it definitely makes sense at the end of the day. I mean, it's just we can't grow if nobody willing to learn. You know what I mean? If everybody know it all, then it's just gonna be the same thing over and over again. So
And I care about our future. Our future is our children. If you guys, well, I know he don't have any. I don't know if you have any, but your children, our future is our children. And if we, as the elders, as the older people that are teaching them, if we don't get our stuff together, what is our future going to be?
and that's a fact.
Nothing.
What is our future going to be? When we
That's a
become
fact.
elders and we looking down at what we've, created, what did we create?
Yeah,
Then you gotta look at like the music they listen to nowadays. Like the kids listen to this type of music, they're gonna be fucked up when they get older. Like for real, for real. It's gonna be wild.
But there's got to be
F
something to offset
what?
that too.
yeah.
Like if you're not teaching them things and all they're doing is being influenced by the music and the TV and the YouTube and the social media, then there's nothing offsetting all that negativity.
I think what I've learned, like just like community wise, is that the black community is missing like a reward system. Like there's no incentive for being good. You just that they just say, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like there's no reward system for that. But when you do something bad, they reward you with attention. And usually, if you think about even with rap stars and stuff like that, people that's like really big in the industry, when you got attention, that brings money. So it's like when it comes to bad stuff, good things come out of it. So why focus on being good? Because what are you gonna get out of it? You know what I mean? And
I
it's
can
like
see
I feel like that's I feel like if the community can come up with an incentive system for good deeds or good anything, or even if it's an app or something, they could just come up with something where everybody could work together. It'll do so much more for the community than they think it would, because that's what they're missing, and that's what I see.
that's funny that you said that because that was one of my questions. Um, I was going to say, could you give at least one solution to at least one of the issues, that plagues our community? So since you've already given one, then I'll just go on and ask you, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, that was put me on the spot, but that was a good one though.
I know I like that though. Like we might need to do a part two and go on and delve into that. But
I'm
that's a
down
good
with it.
Yeah,
idea because you do get rewarded for being bad.
that's
Like
true.
I grew up on both sides of the tracks. I grew up with my father on a horse ranch and I lived in the middle of nowhere. And I went to school with mostly white people, and then my mother was in the hood. So when I went to the hood and I spoke like I spoke at home, then they picked at me, and I had to beat a couple people up because even though I talk, don't let the smooth taste fool you. So I had to put hands on a couple of people to let them know. But then I realized I had to adapt, and when in Rome, do as the Romans because they picked at
Yeah,
me otherwise. It's like
yeah,
it's sad that as melanated people, it's not cool to be intelligent.
that's a fact.
Like
Yeah,
it's sad that as melanated people, if you speak correctly and you have a command of the English language, then you're talking white.
that's a fact. Like, don't be educated. Get out of
Right,
here with that education.
right.
I feel
Don't be
you.
using those big words. Like, what do you mean?
Today is your day to learn this big word. This might help you
Like,
out in
we
the
don't
next
have a big word for the
conversation.
day in the hood yet. This is the big word for the day. Use it in a sentence all day. Like, we need to stop making unintelligent and ghetto and unsophisticated. We need to stop making that cool.
Yeah, that's a
Like
fact.
women, it's
Yeah.
cool for you to, be half naked and objectify yourself. And that brings me into the next question. How do you feel about the representation of our women, of the community in the media and how they represent themselves?
I think it could be
It's bad.
better.
But I
Like for
mean,
me,
no,
oh, go ahead.
I was
Go
just gonna
ahead.
say,
My
yeah,
fault.
it's bad because I feel like they just showcase all like the bad attributes of all women. And then there's some good, like actually good things that women are doing nowadays. It's good things that a lot of women have accomplished or whatever, you know. But the more you see is just the Nicki Minaj's, you see the little Cardi B's. Those ones you get like more recognition than the actual ones that's doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the doctors, the scientists type shit. And when they be objectifying themselves, like showing their bodies and stuff like that, it goes back to slavery type shit, you know, just how like the masters used to showcase slaves like that. It's basically what they're doing. What they're doing, they were just free fully. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
That's
care.
a
I'm
way to
getting paid
look at
for it
it.
type shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It don't matter.
I've
I'm
never
getting
looked
paid
at
type
it like
shit.
that.
So it's crazy because um, it's more like the self awareness of thyself is not there. You know?
Right, but it's like, again, like I said, it's like what we're being taught. Like a lot of young melanated women, and I can say me included, the elder women around us, and I feel like I like to thank the creator for my father, because if I didn't have my father there to offset some of the lessons that I was learning and some of the seeds that were being planted, I don't know where I'd be. But a lot of times, as young melanated women, we're taught how to use what we have to get what we want from men. So that already just makes us look at you as money. Like, what can we get? That doesn't make us look at you as a lover, a best friend, a provider, a partner. We look at you as
hmm
money. Let me
I can
put
see
it
that.
on him and see how much I could get up out of him. If you're taught that as a young girl, unless you reprogram yourself, then you're going to be an older woman doing the same thing. And you're going to teach the younger ones under you how to be a better bee than you.
Hmm.
Absolutely right.
We're not teaching them how to be classy. We're not teaching them how to present themselves as wives to become a wife. We're teaching them how to get what you could get real quick and get out.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to get some better lighting.
It's sad. Like, it's really sad.
It's like
Like,
the program.
how do we change the perception of us in, in society? Like, where do we start?
Start at home. That's where it started at home with the
I agree.
foundation. I always start
I
with the
agree.
Mm.
foundation. Like you say, it's the elders.
Oh,
Like
it's a light
I
right
the
here.
agree.
elders supposed to teach the younger, and the younger supposed to teach the younger. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, if we were, oh, back to the little solution too, real quick. I'm gonna just add this. I think if we, as a black community, actually move and thought like ants, you know what I'm saying, and treat the community like our queen, and we move and do all our put all our resources together in our community and keep it in there for the benefit of the queen, you know, the community, right? We'd be better. And like that mean like we do what we used to do, you know what I'm saying? We used to get on our even our friends, we used to be so close with our people that we get on the kid that we know your daddy type shit, you know what I'm saying? Get back to that
Hmm.
nuclear, you know what I'm
A
saying, and
village.
we build up. And
It
that go
takes a
back to what I
village.
was about to say
Hmm.
um
Unite as
about
people.
the uh the the home. Just start at home. You know, the home is foundation. Education starts with the home, because
It
without the home, you don't know how to get the proper education. You know, because school can
does.
teach you how to add and all that, but it can't teach you the lessons of life. That's the facts of it. And it's bad that we have to have this conversation in 2022. It's about to in a couple of months already, 2023, right? And these are the trends that has been set forth. This is where we
Yeah,
at right now. We're not in a good space as far as community aspect, especially our women. They degrade themselves, and then other people they look down upon our culture and they do the same thing. And then when the man like when men want to step up, want to speak or whatever, we're ashamed, and we're not even ashamed. We get blasted. It's so crazy. It's like reverse opposite in every other community.
uh,
But I'd like
like
to say
prime.
that that's
Uh,
because of the feminist movement. The feminist movement, because if you think about it, before the feminist movement was the civil rights movement. So that was the black man, the woman, and the child, and we were all together fighting for the same thing. So when the feminist movement came in and the black woman joined the feminist movement, it separated us from our man because it was the woman against the man. So then, now that they have us separated, then in comes housing, welfare. So you can have all of this. We're going to give you somewhere to stay. We're going to put money in your pocket if you don't have this man in the house. So now we got to put our men out the house to get this housing and all of this because it's taking better care of us than you were. Then ushers in the crack epidemic. So now we've already got houses separated. Now we have men either doing crack or selling it, mothers doing it, and then that further separated us. Men going to prison, men getting killed, and then we have these kids that have to raise themselves because they don't have no damn direction because all their parents is cracked out. I'm a product of the crack epidemic, but I have my daddy. But my mom started doing drugs. So how many kids did we have that didn't have no parents, no direction? At my mama's house, I did whatever the hell I wanted to do because as long as I wasn't bugging them and what they had going on, they didn't care. So how many kids were like me?
I know how you feel on that.
And
See,
now we're adults and we're trying to be parents and raise kids, and we weren't even given the proper tools to be productive adults.
it's a fact.
That's true because when we go to school, we don't even learn nothing about credit. We don't learn nothing like something that can benefit you. You know what I'm saying? That
They're
can
not
benefit you
teaching
as
that
an
in the
adult.
inner cities. It's all about your zip code. Now, when you have a certain zip code, then they're teaching you certain stuff. They have a certain curriculum. Now, wherever your zip code is, you learning different stuff. When I lived in the good neighborhood, they taught us different kind of stuff like that. But when you in the hood,
Wow,
they're not teaching you none of that.
that's terrible too. So you
But
can't
that's
never
what
put
it is.
yourself in a better situation.
But
That's
then you
crazy.
look down upon like, oh, you done moved on and you forgot where you came from. No, you can't thrive in this toxic soil.
You can't, and
I'm
that's a
never
fact.
gonna forget where I came from, but I can't thrive here. You stuck, you stagnant. You're only gonna go so far.
Hmm.
So instead of being mad at me for wanting better for my kids, I don't want my kids to be walking to the store and see a dead body slumped over on the side of the dumpster like their mother had to at 10. I did whatever I had to do so my kids didn't have to be in the hood. So my kids didn't have to see that type of stuff. So my kids didn't see drug deals going down by the damn laundry room in mid daylight at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I
You
feel
should
you.
want better for your children. Why, if you know that it wasn't productive for you, why would you then want to raise your children in that same environment and think you're going to get a different result? That's the definition of insanity.
That's a fact. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
And
That's a
that's what we're
fact.
doing as melanated people. We're doing the same thing over and over, and we expecting a different result. Ain't nobody
And I be
changing.
saying,
We not healing as a people, as a person. Like nothing's gonna change. We're gonna just keep birthing children that are gonna keep perpetuating the same broken cycle.
yeah, everybody just sweep it under the rug and act like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It should never be like that because if you don't solve a problem, then it's just gonna continue to exist, and then it's the next person's gonna have to solve it. And then if they don't want to do it, then it's just until somebody finally do. But I don't know why that's how it is. I feel like that's horrible. That's how it is because I feel like if everybody was to join together and just start doing stuff, like I told this to FC beforehand. I said that if everybody got together and wanted to explore the world, I bet you we'd explore the whole world in like a week because of how many people it is. It's so many people that if they was to all focus on one thing that was to like progress like evolution and humankind, like we'd be there. But that's not what everybody focuses on, and that's the worst part about it. I think the reward system will help start it, but like at the end of the day, people gotta want it for themselves. They gotta want to be better. They gotta, you know what I mean?
Okay, I agree with that. But if in the community, if in the media, if everywhere you look, the negative is perpetuated to the children, then why would, like you said, why would you want to do good? You know, like when I was younger, I'm a little older than both
Mhm.
of y'all, but still, you know, the shows existed. The stuff I was watching was the Cosby Show and a different world where it was showing a
Right?
black family, a mother and a father, where it was showing a black college with all black intelligent people going to school. You know, I was watching shows like that. Now they're
With
showing
morals.
hip hop and basketball wives. So they're showing these little girls that no matter how much money you have, you are loud and obnoxious and you get kicked out of everywhere and you can't get along with anyone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then if
that's a
your
fact.
mother's acting like them and all the women around you are acting like them, and there's nowhere on TV where you can see a positive black woman doing positive things, then what, like I said, you live what you learn.
Hmm. That's a fact.
There's no
I feel like
positive
that's.
roles of men or women for us on TV. Can y'all
Yeah.
name
I'm gonna say it like
can y'all name
this.
three
Like
positive male black role models right now?
You said how many black role models? I mean, it'd be a
Three,
couple black
three,
actors.
three men.
Jay
Mm.
Z.
Yeah, I was gonna say rappers too.
Right, rappers.
Jay Z ain't
Like
even a
how are
rapper no
positive
more.
role models rappers now?
Jay Z ain't even a rapper no more. He a business
Because
mogul. He's a mogul now.
Right, he
Okay.
ain't even a rapper no more. But I'm just saying, like, how are positive role models rappers now?
It's a lot. You know, it's a lot, bro.
I know I'm gonna say rappers, and that's the sad part. I mean, I know like maybe one or two
Yeah,
that's
Tyson.
not, but I would be honest. It's for me. I always wanted to do rapping. That's just always been my thing. My dad rapped, and my uncle did. You know, they had their own like there was their own duo and stuff, and they performed, and they had the opportunity to make it big and everything. Like you know what I mean? Like so, for me, it's just that's what I always looked up to more of is wanting to do that. And I'm not saying that rappers are the best role models,
I don't
especially
have a
a lot of
problem
them
with
are, but
that. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the message that they're putting out to our children. Like I don't have a problem with any rapper if they're putting a positive message out every now and again. But if you're telling all these little girls and all these little boys, if you're telling them, if you're speaking to them against love, then I'm not with that because that's what's wrong with our community now is there's no love for ourselves,
yeah,
for each other.
yeah, I
We
feel you
don't
on
even
that one.
love ourselves. How we gonna love someone else if we don't love us?
Right? I think that people just get in relationships now because they don't love themselves and they just want somebody else to love them as much as as they don't love themselves. And they can't get that from nobody else. So they just constantly in this cycle. That's how I see it.
Perpetuating that insanity
Hmm.
instead of healing. And I speak on that so much because I have been that woman who grew up around toxic women and them seeds were planted. And even though I had my father to offset it, some of that shit grew. So I had to realize that that negativity and that toxicity was only keeping me alone and it was affecting the people around me. And I had
Yeah,
to make change and be a better person. But I tell women all the time, when I made a change to be a better version of myself, I attracted better people.
yeah. I
All
feel
them
you on that.
same raggedy, all these men they ain't right. I didn't attract them anymore. I
I
got
hear
a
you on
good
that.
man in there that come home every damn night. He's here every Like I have a good man, but until I changed my energy, I wasn't going to be able to even accept, receive, or appreciate a good man.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's funny. She said
I'm
every
just,
night. I
I'm
he
just
better
saying,
be.
I'm serious because when you dealing with, people that are toxic and broken like you gonna deal with some BS.
Yeah, yeah. See, I learn from my stuff. So that's why I
So
just
then you
sit
need
back.
somebody who's on her road to healing too.
That's a fact.
Because you can't find somebody who is in the midst of her being stagnant and try to pull her up. Because she just gonna pull you down. You need
Real
somebody
talk.
who's healing too, so we can heal together.
I'm just focused on building up my empire. Like I said, when they come, or when the person that's supposed to come, I'll be ready for them. I'll be ready to accept her for her fully. So, that's just how I am.
I'm glad that we were on that subject because my last question for you two is when you're observing a woman that you're dating, to be a girlfriend or a possible wife, what qualities do you look for and what
Woo.
are some red flags?
Okay, for me, number one, the qualities would be loyalty, intelligence, personality. Yeah, I'm big on personality. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I say the nurturing and the caring part, yeah,
Mhm.
because you know if you
So
don't have
feminine.
that thing, huh?
I said so feminine.
Yeah, feminine, but at the same time, I want you to like have control, like control of your life. Don't just be no robot or no nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Just following the crowd. Like have your own mind.
Mm,
Like for real. And red flags. If
okay.
you do not put the ketchup in the refrigerator, that's a red flag. For real. Red flag. uh, okay, look, isolation is not a red flag, but if you isolate yourself too much, I'm gonna worry
Mhm.
about you. So that's kind of a red flag because that shows that you're going through a little episode or like you going through something. If you're not willing like to communicate, communication is wait, communication and non-communication. That's a red flag too. Like if you don't know how to communicate, and the only thing you can resort to is like physical or something or verbal type shit. That's red flags. Um, and that's another thing too. Like most people, they don't understand like domestic violence happen on both sides, not just on the woman's side, it happens on the man's side too. There's a lot of men out here getting their ass beat.
And not saying anything because they're gonna look down on like you let this little bitty thing beat on you, so they don't even say anything. But it is happening to men too.
And
You're
they
right.
beat the little ones, the
You
brakes
see,
off
I
these
said this little bitty thing because us women, we have Napoleon complex too when we're little. We don't like being little either. Okay, I'm just saying, speaking as a little woman myself, but I'm not violent. I don't put my hands on no man.
but another thing is also insecurities. That's a red flag too. Like so you have insecurities about the smallest stuff. Like I go to the store and then I come back, you talking about you with a bitch. What? I just told you I went to the store. You got head from the bitch. What? You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff right there. Another thing, it's a lot of red flags, but okay, my last red flag would have to be like, if no, not even if, is when a woman has, okay, I don't want to sound bad or nothing, but when a woman,
Speak your mind. This is y'all's platform. Tell these women what y'all think. They not gonna know unless you tell them.
when a woman don't know her
Fact.
worth, like that's a red flag to me too. Like if you don't know your worth, then I
Hmm.
can't really fuck with you like that. That's what me off of observing you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know your worth based off how, not even just how you dress, just how you carry
I put
yourself.
my joint back
That's
on the
number
charger.
one, like how you carry yourself. Like that speaks more about your character. And if you carry yourself all, um, dusty or whatever, or just loud, obnoxious, anything like that, then why would I want you around me? Because if we doing all this and we go up,
Wait, wait, I
we
can't
start
hear you.
doing
You
it.
got a lot going on in the background. Oh, look, I was about to mute him. Go ahead.
No.
But now, like, you carried on like loud and obnoxious and stuff like that, and we go in public and you act like that, then you embarrassing me because the truest thing in the world, a woman is a representation of her man, and that's true. If your woman
Yeah.
is out here representing you like that, then what kind of man are you for allowing that?
I tell y'all,
And I
ladies,
rest
see,
my life.
Oh God,
I
I
tell
feel him
y'all.
on that.
Okay, so your turn, Mr. Vinny.
Okay, I was gonna say for me, I mean, I guess what I'd say, I just like my woman to have a high value for herself. I want her to have like a goal. I want her to have like a standard for herself. What she what she gonna allow, what she ain't gonna allow, what she willing to do, and how far she willing to go for her dream. Because for me, it's always been about my dreams as well. Like, I mean, that's one of the things I feel like everybody's given the freedom to have is their dreams, and only you can let somebody take that from you. So for me, I feel like I want a girl that got passion like that. I want her to, for us to be in situations and be able to work it out together. Like that's my love language. So that's what I want for me and my girl. You know what I mean? Like for you know what I mean, if we gotta go meet this bar owner or whatever so that we can get the so and so for you to be able to go do your song on stage or whatever for so you know what I mean? Like I wanna work with that to make that happen with you. You know what I mean? And the same thing for myself. Like, you know what I mean? So I want us to be partners in crime. I want you to be my Bonnie to the Clyde. You know what I mean? Like, let's live the story out all the way through. Why we half assing? Like, you know what I mean? Why not be transparent with me? Because what's the worst you're gonna get from not being transparent? You're gonna not get hurt. But if you're not being transparent with me, then you gonna get hurt regardless because you're not being who you are. So you know what I mean? Like for me, that's all I really want for my relationship. I want my girl to want to work with me through and through, and for us to believe in this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like Khaled album, God did. You know what
So,
I mean?
so what are some red flags then?
Some red flags. I mean, I say just not wanting to listen and stuff, and taking me saying listening in a bad way. Like you know what I mean? Because it's never that. Like I just want. I'm not gonna say that I know everything. So if you're able to see something in a situation and be able to help, by all means, you know what I mean. Move how you need to move, but I always make sure that you trying to move in a way where we both being supported. You know what I mean. Like don't make your king look bad just so you can look better. Like you know what I mean. Don't you shouldn't rock like that. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I gotta go home together, and you're not supposed to be stepping on them like that. Like y'all supposed to be a perfect team, like, and I'm not supposed to be stepping on you either. Queen don't mean that you any less than I am. Like we equal when we come here, even if we gotta move in some type of way. But that's our type of way for us. Everybody don't need to know that. How we move is how we move, and I think that's how it's supposed to be. In relationships that is not always like that. So I'm sorry. I know I keep not just saying with the pet peeves.
I just want honesty. So, I appreciate you guys' honesty. And I do want to mention to the ladies, if you realize both of these men, when they said what they wanted in a woman, none of the stuff that they said was shallow. Like us women, I want tall, dark, and handsome, and I want a six pack, and I want this. None of the stuff that they said was shallow. It was all qualities that they wanted in a woman. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Um, so we've been here about an hour, fellas. I want to wrap it up, but before I wrap it up, I want to give you guys the opportunity if you want to share any of your music, any like websites, social media. Is there anything you want to share where people can find your music or anything like that? Find you.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
they
Well,
are
my name Vinny.
they single ladies, so pay
Okay. Well,
attention.
My name is Vinny Divine from the DaVinci Family Creed. You can see I got a website, vinnydivine.me. You can check me out on solo.to/Vinny DaVinci. I mean, just look up Vinny Divine. You're going to see me all over Google. I got you.
Okay, what about you, sir?
Well, you can follow me on TikTok. Excellence is Black. Um, XIB. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. I don't have nothing major to talk about. Really, really. Y'all be blessed.
No problem. Well, I appreciated you guys joining me. I think I want to do a part two with you guys because we touched on a lot of, stuff that we didn't elaborate on. So if you guys are down, we could, schedule us a part two. Um,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I just, I really appreciated you guys coming and giving your input. I want the ladies to hear what you guys have to say, what you think, how you feel. Um, this was a good first interview. We have many more to come. I want y'all to come back. I'm gonna talk them into it, ladies. They'll be back. But thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for joining me on Tell Your Friends. You can find us live on Glacier FM. I'm on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart. Um, thank you so much for coming through and come back and join me again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, peace out.